Mackenzie McKee has officially made her teen mom return, and apparently she is already rubbing a bunch of people the wrong way. What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Let's jump into the story about Mackenzie McKee returning to the teen mom universe after being ghosted by the producers a couple years ago, going on a rant about it and whatnot, and just pretty much disappearing from the face of the planet. So first of all, the Ashley's Reality Roundup is reporting that Teen Mom Family Reunion Season 3 is going to be a major season for the franchise. It's currently being shot in Colombia. And this time they're going to be focusing on the relationships between like the couples, okay? So we've got Jade and Sean there, Cheyenne and Zach. This time Corey and Taylor are going to be there as well, which I think is going to be rather interesting. In addition to Caitlin and Tyler. And Macy and Taylor actually did hop onto the show for a little bit, but they're not going to be filming a full-blown segment or long-term like everybody else. I believe, according to the Ashley, they only stayed for about 1 week. So we're not going to be seeing too much out of them. But in my opinion, what is the point of flying them over just to do 1 week of work? It feels like they already have all that they need with the other people. I don't think that Macy is such a compelling person that this would be all that necessary personally, unless we're really gonna get into the nitty gritty, like those boozed up fights that she had been talking about years ago on the show. She mentioned it in passing and we never heard about it again. That's all I'm curious to know about. And if it's not popping up, then I don't understand the point of having her, to be honest with you, because she did have like a pretty key role on last season, the family reunion. And I didn't understand why, because it was about mother-daughter relationships and her mama wasn't even there. I was like, so then what is she here for if her own mother didn't pop up for the whole basis of this season, right? Like, I don't know why they like her so much. It doesn't make sense. They keep trying to force it, but it's just not working in my opinion. So this is going to be a super-sized cast, you guys, because we're not even done listing everybody who is set to be there. Kayla Sessler is going to be there as well, and she is from Young and Pregnant, but she's not going to be there with her baby daddy / ex-fiance Luke Davis. Instead, according to the Ashley, Kayla is going to be there with her ex-boyfriend Ryan. And yeah, that's very interesting. They were dating for only a couple of months, so it is quite interesting that they would go and do a show like this afterwards. At least Mackenzie, who's there with her new boyfriend, Kessie, they've been dating for almost a year, I believe. So I think that makes a lot more sense than people who've been dating on and off for like 3 months or something like that. You know what I mean? Now, on the topic of Mackenzie, she had a lot of issues during her stint on the show because she had a habit of being like casually prejudiced or whatever. Like, she'd say a lot of really weird things. She was referring to Black people as colored people for a while and just feigning ignorance about the whole thing. Just that sort of thing. And obviously that really pissed off Cheyenne Floyd, who is very outspoken about this sort of thing. And so she went on the record to condemn Mackenzie for her comments and whatnot. I think she said some stuff about Kamala Harris, the VP of the US and whatnot. I don't remember exactly what it is that she said, but she made comments like that about her as well. And Cheyenne just wasn't having it. And that led to a major feud between the two of them. And then Mackenzie was no longer renewed for Teen Mom up until now, years later. So I don't know how or why specifically she is reported as rubbing people the wrong way, but I think that it just comes down to her being very ignorant in the way that she speaks. I think that probably is annoying to a lot of people, right? Just having someone around who just says, any and everything that comes to their head. And, those thoughts just happen to be incredibly ignorant. So alas, there is another piece of information that I wanted to drop here on you coming from the source. And it is that Bar and Ashley are actually filming the show, which I think is major, okay? Because last season of the show, Ashley was kicked out early because she spat on Brianna. And then the cast said that they didn't want to film any more shows with her. They were uncomfortable being around her. I don't think they even wanted to shoot their reunion with her. So it is a huge step forward that they were even asked to come back for the show. But the problem is, according to the Ashley, the two of them made it to Colombia and everything, but were put back on a plane to go home before they could even join the group inside the house. There's no clear reason yet for why that is, whether it's their choice or they were kicked out. But that's exactly what happened. Oh my God. I hope they at least got to spend a good week there, like Macy and Taylor, right? On MTV's dime, because I would be irritated to fly all the way there, arrange childcare, just to be sent back to Vegas or whatever. I wanna like err on the non-dramatic side and suggest that perhaps they tested positive for COVID when they were there. I don't know. And then they just decided to go back instead of waiting quarantined for a week or something because they were already shipped in for the last week. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time believing that anything dramatic went down between them and other people when they landed. Because usually when things dramatic go down, someone takes to social media with the tea. Because I remember Amber last time, she got into a fight with Ashley. She took to Instagram to share her side of things. Then Ashley shared the audio of Amber threatening to mutilate her and whatnot, right? My other theory is perhaps there was drama, but it was only between themselves. I think that Ashley is getting super fed up with Barr. If you recall, Barr is now stuck in California for 2 years, I think, as part of his probation deal. And she's in Vegas with their daughter and everything, just like, running the ship on her own. And she feels like a single mom, even though she's married to this guy who is just like, kind of like, I don't know, he's just not really trying to advance that much in his life. And so maybe she gets there and she realizes, you know what? I don't even want to do this with you. I can do better. Like, why am I constantly trying to make a relationship work with someone who doesn't want to elevate themselves in life when I'm here opening businesses? I'm getting like, I'm starting to become a nurse, like all sorts of great things, and I do hope that that is what ultimately wound up going down. But no information yet. The good thing, though, is that the Ashley says that she will be able to reveal that information shortly. So do make sure to follow her website for more information about that. I will be posting a link to the story in the description box as well. Guys, can I ask you what you think about the casting for this? Like, to be honest, I like Tyler and Caitlin these days, but I don't want to see them on another show like this because I feel like they've been going through couples counseling for like 10 years, okay? Like we saw them on the MTV show, like couples therapy or whatever. We've seen them do it multiple times on the show, including this season of Next Chapter. I think we saw it last season. Like it just goes on and on with these two. Like we get it at this point. Like I don't think there's anything we don't know about this relationship. Like it's just no longer all that interesting or compelling to me at all. And then Jade and Sean, I think I would be interested in seeing how that is kind of like developing now that Sean is sober and everything. So I don't mind that. When it comes to Cheyenne and Zach, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The only thing I want to know is how Cheyenne is handling this guy's like criminal past and more information on the guy that they knew who shot at them in the car with their kids. Like that sort of information I would like to know in this therapy session and how she's handling it, if she feels any kind of resentment towards him. Then when it comes to Corey and Taylor, I think they could be rather interesting because I think it was 2 seasons ago or something like that. They were having this big conversation about how Corey never says, I love you or whatever after how many years and how many kids together. I think Taylor has been hinting at wanting to get married. And then Corey has been talking about how, he's waiting for the right moment or whatever. So that's going to be interesting to watch go down. And it's been a while since we've seen the two of them. So I do want to see that. And I would also love to see like a 4-way couples therapy between Cheyenne, Zach, Corey, and Taylor. I love that co-parenting relationship that they've all got going on together. So it would be interesting to see them get tools to continue to work on this already fabulous, relationship that they have. I think, they're good role models in this sense. Now, when it comes to Macy and Taylor, I told you guys, listen, I don't find Macy at all interesting. I just want to know about these boozy fights she's talking about, okay? Talking about having with Taylor and whatnot, but I'm sure they won't even bring that up. So alas, I think as usual, they're going to deflect to Ryan. Their entire storyline for that little 1-week stint they're doing is going to be about how Ryan is impacting their marriage. Ryan is impacting this, Ryan is impacting that. Yes, of course, Ryan has impacts on them, but I'm sure they have their own problems outside of Ryan as well. But they're not going to show them. That I could pretty much guarantee you. And then when it comes to Kayla, I don't really care for what she's got going on with that, boyfriend who she's not even with anymore. They can go ahead and leave that on the cutting room floor, in my opinion. And then when it comes to Mackenzie, I'm not interested in her, and I'm not interested in her man either. By the way, he kind of looks like Little Romeo here, right? ICDC College, ICDC College. I'm not interested, but alas, I guess we'll have to see. Maybe they'll ask him how he feels about her pretty racist statements, We'll have to wait and see how all of this plays out. You guys, let me know who you're interested in seeing on this season of Family Reunion, who you're not interested in seeing, and what sorts of issues you want to see them discuss as well. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.